Well, welcome to the Game Winner Pod, episode 6. A lot of exciting new stories to cover. We got the NBA Cup, got some NFL stuff we're gonna get into. Again, I'm Malik. That's AJ. How you feeling, bro?
Feeling good, bro. How about you?
Straight. So let's get right into it with the NBA Cup. Bucks knock off the OKC Thunder, and what seems to be kind of a no contest in my opinion, 97-81. Uh, No team scored 100 points, but I mean, if you watched the game, you clearly could see that the Bucks were clicking on all cylinders. OKC was not. Bucks shot 42% from three, um, including five from Dame. Um, Meanwhile, OKC hit five threes, five for 32, 15%, 29 of 86, 33% from the field. Probably the worst shooting game I've seen them have, the worst game I've seen them have with this team um since I've seen them. Since they had
hmm
Chet, since Shay's been there with Jay. That's probably the worst game I've ever seen. I know Chet wasn't there, but you had Hartenstein. He's been good for y'all. He's been good for them. It's probably the worst game I've seen them have uh as a unit. So what did you think about the game? Were you surprised at all? Were you shocked or yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I was definitely shocked because I remember I told you, I think I said on the last episode, I thought OKC was gonna win the whole thing. Um,
Yeah,
I'm not saying they was gonna win it comfortably, but I thought it was gonna be a closer game to where they made it a good game. And yeah, I was proven wrong. But when I was watching it, it was just both of them. I personally feel like from what I thought. Shay was getting to his spots. They had open. J Dub was getting to his spots. People had open shots. It was just to the point where they just weren't making them. Like
right,
you
right.
showed, it showed how the Bucks they got most experience on the team. It showed how like in that type of moment, like they knew what to do. Like they knew what to get done. Because like last year they was in the semifinals for it. Um. And I think this year they really try to put an emphasis on trying to win it.
Yeah,
Um, I think OKC, yeah, like you said, that was probably the worst game. Like me watching them, that was probably the worst game I ever seen them play in a while.
yeah.
Ever since they probably drafted Chet and J Dub and them, even though Chet
Right.
didn't play. But yeah, I was actually kind of like shocked because. When I seen it was getting after halftime, it was getting ugly. I'm seeing 90 to 69. I'm like, bro, is this the OKC Thunder I'm used to watching? Like, is this the Shea I'm used to watching? The J-Dub? Like,
Yeah.
Shea was eight for 24, like 2 for 9 from the three. Like, I've never seen that before. I haven't seen that from him in a while. Even though he shot better the game before, it didn't look they looked uncomfortable. OKC looked uncomfortable. Like I feel like maybe the Bucks made them uncomfortable, but they looked very uncomfortable out there.
Right. I feel like it wasn't necessarily maybe the Bucks. Okay, so I watched that game too. Like we talked about yesterday, they were just missing shots.
Yeah.
Like shots that Shea makes, shots that Jada will make, they were just missing, And my thing is like Milwaukee was the more experienced team. We knew that, right?
Right.
But OKC has a tendency to play up to or eye to eye with whoever they come across with. They played Boston, I think, last year. Jay had like 40. I think
Mhm.
they won that game. Like whoever they play, they never really look like that. And I feel
Right.
like with the Bucks, I'm a little concerned for OKC now, and the reason why is because they're youth. Like like you just said, like they never played a game like that from what I've seen with this iteration of OKC, right? I've seen Shea go off, but not have no help. But I
Mhm.
never seen Shea play like that since he's been first team All NBA the last 2 years. No, J-Dub's young. They didn't have Chet, Isaiah Joe and them. They wasn't really clicking like how we know they can click.
Mhm.
My thing is, I'm worried because of the timing when they had this game. OKC has never been to the championship nor conference finals. Never. Right. They got to the second round last year. It was competitive, but they still lost in 6 games to the Mavericks, who eventually went on to the finals. Um, they had this bad game, their worst game in a championship type game. It wasn't the actual championship, but like it was in season tournament championship. The championship name was attached to this game. They could have walked away with something.
Right.
And we never really seen OKC in a game like that. So maybe this game will like kind of give them some experience. They can use that going forward. But the fact that they chose the championship game to have this bad of a game, I don't know. Like I'm I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say I'm worried, but I'm a little worried because I feel like they played like a team that was 21, 22, 23 years old. They played like it, I feel like. I feel
Yeah.
like the moment might have just been too big. And you told me that. The
Yeah.
moment might have just been too big for and then when you're going up against a team that won a championship, Giannis, Brook Lopez, Middleton came back, and you got a head coach in Doc Rivers who's been to two, won one, like that experience and that know how to win factor, I feel like it showed its head yesterday. And OKC just wasn't really ready for it.
Yeah, there's some you got some valid points there. Yeah, moment did seem like it was a little too big and the youth might have showed. And we also never seen him in a type of game like this where like something's on the line, like something like
Yeah.
very important. My thing, but I also thought about like one, they didn't have Chet, but like mind you, even if they had Chet, I thought about it, they probably still would have lost the game. Um, Even if they had Shea, it's just because if they won't scoring. Like if Shea's not scoring the way he's supposed to, if J Dub not, then they're not gonna win the game anyway. Um, but like, do you think in a 4 game series would they beat the Bucks, or you think the Bucks will still beat them in a 4 game series? Because I personally feel like in a four, like if they had a couple more games, like say that was the finals.
Yeah.
No, not the
Yeah.
finals. If the NBA Cup had, the same type of way that the
Right.
finals was, or like the playoffs are, do you honestly feel like with Chet, if they had Chet, do you honestly feel like they would lose to the Bucks in the 7 game?
So okay. So based off that game, I know you can't base a series off one game,
Hmm.
but based off that game, I'm gonna say yes. Because again, like that was a pressurized moment. That team hadn't seen a moment like that until yesterday. They never been to the conference or finals, NBA finals. They never got that far. Number one seed last year, and the year before that, when Shea was a first team All NBA player for the first time in his career, they were a playing team, I believe, and they lost in the playing. Right,
Right.
didn't even make the playoffs. So I think with Giannis and with Dame getting deep in the playoffs in their career, with Doc knowing how to win, with Brook Lopez, and yeah, I think the Bucks would beat them. I do. I think it'll be a competitive series. I think it may go 6 or 7. I don't see it. I don't see the Bucks sweeping them because I feel like OKC has a tendency to match the intensity and up the intensity of whoever they're playing against, and they can adapt. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if this was a 7 game series, then OKC may get 2 games, 3 games. But based off what I saw, I feel like the moment was just simply too big.
Right.
That moment was just simply too big for them. They were missing shots they normally make. They seemed out of sorts. Uh, Hold on one second.
We also gotta give credit where credit's due, though. Like we gotta give credit. The team they have, man. Like we're even like when Chet got hurt, we weren't expecting them to still do what they're doing. Like they're 20-6 with the team they have. They youngest, I don't know what. Like they still one of the
Yeah,
youngest team in the league. They made it to the NBA Cup Finals. Like we still gotta give credit where credit's due. Even though they played bad, and yeah, there might be some questions about how good they really are. But in all actuality, like they're a good team. Like the fact that they even got there is kind of crazy.
they're a good team. Like no one's saying they're not a good team. It's just like when you hear in the media, people. when you talk about championship contenders, they're being talked about now. Well, I don't know if they're being talked about after that game, but before that game, they were being talked about. But last year, no one was really talking about OKC like that winning it all. I kept hearing about their youth and how young they are, and they're a good team. I feel like they're like Boston back in like 2020, yeah, 2020, 2021, 2022. Like you, you're there, like you're close. Matter of fact, nah, Boston like 2020, 2019, but the 2018 to 2020 Boston Celtics, how
Mhm.
they were getting in the playoffs, but
They get
was
to
too
Eastern Conference
young.
Finals.
Yeah,
They get to the
too
finals, but then they
young,
lose. Yeah.
too young to get over that hump,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Just too young. I feel like that's where they're at right now. Shea is only 26. Jada's with 22. Chet's 21. Like their big three, their best players are kids. They're still kids. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
so like I said, I feel like this team, if they can keep this team together, I feel like they'll be a team to be reckoned with. I think they'll be Boston. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Boston's gonna repeat. I feel like OKC, if they can keep this team together, I feel like they'll be like that in a couple years from now. But right now, the moment just seemed too big. The moment just seemed too big for them. They play like a team that had never been there before. And
Yeah.
Milwaukee played like a team that clearly had been there before and had players that have played in big spots like that. OKC never had that. So
Right.
I feel like they'll learn from this. I feel like they'll grow from this and get better as a team. Like I'm gonna pick them to beat the Magic tomorrow because I think they're gonna respond and come back stronger. And maybe this in-season tournament uh game is gonna light a fire under them come playoff time. But until I see it, they're just too young, bro. Like they're too young, they're too inexperienced, and it showed. It
Yeah,
showed.
it definitely so. But my thing is like on. So do you think they still have the team? Like you know how the West is. Do you still think they'll be the team to come out the West, regardless if you don't think they win the finals or not? Do you think they'll be the team to come out the West? Like, are they not your favorite no more, or was they your favorite?
I don't know. After that game, I don't know because I think Dallas got better. I think the Warriors, where they're playing, you can never count them out. Championship pedigree. Um, Teams got better. The Nuggets still around. You know what I'm saying? They're playing good. I just got to see it. I just got to see it. They're a great team. They're a great young up and coming team. That's what I'm gonna say. They're up and
Right.
coming. I think Shea's arrived,
Hmm.
but Shea himself hasn't even played in big spots like that. You know, he wasn't on good enough teams, but now that he's the man and he can be the man,
Hmm.
he still hasn't gotten a team to that height yet. I think
Right.
it's still new to him. So that's saying something when your best player hasn't even took you to a point yet. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I feel like come out the West, it's tough. I feel like Dallas may do it again. I feel like the Nuggets may get back there. Um, yeah, I'd have to see. What about you?
I still think they're going to the finals. I personally feel like they're the
Finals?
best. Yeah, I think they're going to the finals regardless. I think like you. I mean, of course, the youth showed in NBA Cup, but the West, I just feel like they're any team in the West that right now that I don't think they can compete with OKC, but I feel like at the end of the day, OKC is the better team. Um, once they get Chet back, and everybody like you said, tomorrow they're gonna beat the Magic. They're gonna respond. They're gonna respond probably well to what they did. They probably mad they lost, so they're gonna respond back. But I feel like from here on out, like we're gonna see probably a different. Like we're gonna see like how they really are. I mean, we already know how they is, but it's gonna be like Avengers. Like okay, we lost NBA Cup. People might be like, oh, are they really that good of a team? Were they good? But are they really championship team? Do they have championship pedigree? But I think Shea and all them is going to take another level and actually show people how good they is for real.
Yeah, and let's get to this next point. Piggybacking off OKC. do you think the Bucks are now for real? They started 2-8. Um, Seemed like they was written off for dead. I wrote them off for dead. They're what? What's their record now?
Like 15 and 11 or
15 and
something like that.
11.
11, yeah. 15,
Um,
I think, or 14 and 11.
let's see real quick.
They was 2 and 11 at one point. Hold on.
14. They're 14 and 11.
14 and 11, okay.
They're 14 and 11. NBA in-season cup champs, Giannis, Dame seem to have clearly got this team playing well. I think I saw a stat where they're like the best three-point shooting team in the league at this moment, as a team, that three-point
Right.
percentage, something like that. And they shot well yesterday. Are they for real now? I know we talked about the Knicks, talked about the Celtics clearly just defending champions. Um, we'll see what happens with Philly. Cleveland's right there. But are the Bucks back in that conversation to you of like, yeah, they can make the finals. They can get there.
I want to say there is. My only problem with them is they have the team to make it to the finals. They have the team to beat the Celtics, beat the Cavs, beat the Knicks, all of them. My only problem is they only as good as what Dame and Giannis give them. Okay, we know Giannis gonna give you 30, 25, 30 a game, but if Dame having a bad night, them role players got to step up and
Yeah.
actually, they got to step up and actually make shots. I've seen games where Dame don't step up, he does bad, and they lose the game because of that. If Dame and Giannis are both on the same page like they've been doing, and they're both scoring and they both doing what they got to do for the team, yeah, then definitely I can say they're legit. And nah, I could say Eastern Conference Finals, regardless depending on who they play to get there. But right now, the Celtics are still the best team in the East. I got
Yeah.
them going to the finals again, but I think they can compete and make it to Eastern Conference Finals and make it hard for the Celtics to get there as long as they playing like they playing now.
Yeah. I agree with you. I do. I feel like I would still have them third, fourth, and fourth. I'd have them fourth. I'd have Celtics, Knicks, Cavs, them, then Philly. Matter of fact, I don't even think Philly gonna be a playoff team this
Yeah,
year.
eight, feel like 8 and 15 right now. They got a long way to go.
I think they 8-16, if I'm being honest. And also like with
Embiid.
Embiid, Embiid is so soft, bro. I'm sick of him. Like I'm so sick of him, bro. And he had the did didn't he have the nerve to like get mad at the fans saying some wild stuff the
Yeah,
other day?
exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
so I'm so sick of him, bro. I don't even want to talk about that. We not covering them today. But
I mean, one thing I want to say on the NBA situation because you got me in that mode now too. It's like my thing is, um, when he said it's a Sixers organization, like they don't want him to play as a Sixers doctor, so they don't want him to play back to backs and stuff like that. But he's proven
yeah,
them why you can't stay healthy, man. Like
at all.
you can't stay
A
healthy.
right sinus fracture?
I've never
I've
heard that.
never heard of
I've never heard that in my life. I'm not gonna lie. I think anybody else that is in the NBA would have played through that.
a mask, right?
Like, just go back, get a mask, put on, go back. Like, I mean, come on now. You getting millions of dollars, bro. You tell me after getting hit like that, you out for the rest of the game. And you 7 feet, bro.
Multiple. He's out for multiple game. He not
Multiple.
playing next game. He
That's
not
all I
playing next game.
got.
But
Seven.
yeah, but yeah, bro, with the Bucks, they're in the mix again. I think they can compete. I don't know if they have enough. If they shoot the ball the way they've been shooting the ball the last couple of games, I'm gonna say yes. Because then Giannis is gonna be a playmaker. He had a triple double last game. I think you're gonna see more of that if they can continue to shoot like that.
Mhm.
But if they're not gonna shoot the way they've been shooting, if they're not going to defend Andre Jackson, I think
Yeah,
that's
I
his
was just
name.
asking.
He's underrated. I like
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
He face guarded Shea the whole game, picking him up full court, making Shea uncomfortable. I personally never seen someone make Shea play like that. I never seen some. I mean, I feel
I,
like a little bit of it was the moment,
mhm.
but he was playing some good defense. He was.
It
You know what
was.
I'm saying? And I thought Shea would overcome it because he overcomes everything, but he ain't overcome that. So if they can keep this up, then I think they can knock off anyone not named Boston.
Right.
But if not, then I don't see them getting out the second round.
Yeah.
out the second round. Yeah.
I don't think so either. As long as if like you said, if they keep up what they're doing now, everybody's making shots, and everybody's making threes like they're supposed to, playing as a team. Damian Giannis is what they need to do, and they got Chris Middleton back.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's been back for like 3 games, but we'll see what he do. But yeah, if everybody keep playing how they playing, then I don't see why they can't get to the why they can't be like the second in the East.
Second. Yeah, so with that being said, with NBA, we're gonna, cover more as the season goes on. We're gonna pivot to football. So Kansas City Chiefs, 13-1, best record in the league. Um, Mahomes gets dinged up again. Kind of reminds me of the postseason 2 years ago, I believe, when ankle injury.
Against the
He had an
Eagles, yeah,
ankle.
two
Yeah,
years.
against the Eagles, Jaguars. That was versus the Jaguars, but then carried on in the Eagles game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, 3 games in 10 days,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
3 games in 10 days. They play on Saturday, short week. He gets hurt versus the Browns, I believe,
Browns
ankle.
past week, yep.
So, yeah. So, do you think he should play on Saturday? Mind you, he's hobbled. Texans got 2 guys on their defense with over 10 sacks. Daniil Hunter, Will Anderson. And then let's say he gets past that game, he's got Pittsburgh, my team, TJ
Mm-hmm.
Watt, Highsmith, Herbig. Um, they got to win 2 of their next 3 to secure the 1 seed. They lost to Buffalo. So if Buffalo wins out, and let's say the Chiefs lose 2, Buffalo's going to overtake them for the 1 seed. The talk is a lot of talk. People are saying he should play. And if he's gonna play, I mean, if he wants to play, he will. But do you think he should sit this game at least, or sit one of these games, just to make sure he's healthy? Because they only got to win 2 to secure the
Right.
1 spot. So yeah,
Well, who they play last game of the season? They played Texans,
they
Steelers.
got they got Texans, Steelers, and then they got Broncos. And the Broncos game gonna be an interesting one because let's say the Broncos lose out, the Bengals could overtake them if they win out and get that playoff spot. Yeah,
Right.
so yeah,
I at first I was saying he should play. Just for the fact of the matter is, like you said, they need to win 2 out of 3 games. But realistically, why not sit him for this game? Rehab his ankle, do what he gotta do to make sure he's healthy. I'm not saying I would trust Carson Wentz against the Texans, but I'd rather have Carson Wentz against the Texans than against the Steelers. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't want to put Carson Wentz in a situation where he needs to play the Steelers, and you know what I'm saying, they need to win games. They ain't gonna work out. No, I'm not saying the Texans defense is bad, but I'm just saying as in that we know how the Steelers defense is. The Steelers defense is about what, top 5, top 10 in the league. So I mean, I would rather have him sit 1 game out the 3, which would be this Saturday, just because they just played Sunday. So why not rehab, get him right, you know what I'm saying? Make sure he's good, rest. That way when the following, because 3 games in 10 days is actually insane. Like 3 games in 10 days as an NFL, like for football is crazy. So like why not just sit him 1 game, make sure he's good, and then the next 2 games, you got the Steelers, and then you got the Broncos. Broncos got good defense. You might as well
yeah.
play him against them too.
Yeah, so I actually agree with that. I would sit him because short week. You played your first game of the 10 days already. Now you're on to your second and third. Short week, there's a reason why NFL teams only play once a week. It's a grueling sport. It's a physical sport. It's a damaging sport. We just saw a guy break his foot or whatever for the Lions. I think
Hmm.
well, it was the Lions, yeah.
Yeah, Lawrence,
So
yeah.
you don't want to risk something, you know, as valuable as Patrick right now. And Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. He's on the Mount Rushmore of football already of quarterbacks. So, um, and again, you don't have to win all 3 to secure the 1 seed. You just got to win 2. Now, do I think they're gonna beat my team? No, right? So, I mean, let's say you want to play him versus Texans, but sit him versus Pittsburgh. I don't know. I don't think he's gonna beat us. That's just me. I'm a Steelers fan, but
Right, right, right.
I to prioritize the playoffs because let's say he goes out there on Saturday and Daniil Hunter meets him. Will Anderson meets him. Someone meets him, or he gets caught up under someone's foot, or caught up under someone's body, or whatever. A leg bends back. There goes the ankle, and now you don't have him for the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So you did all
Mhm.
that work. You 13-1, best record in the league. You're gonna secure the 1 seed. Then you're gonna put him out there, and then he re-aggravates the ankle the same way he did in the playoffs a couple years ago, because he re-aggravated the ankle versus the Bengals, I think, or the Eagles. I
Mhm.
forget. You don't think it was the Eagles, yeah. He re-aggravated that same ankle. Why put him in a situation where he can do it again, and then now you don't have him for the playoffs, let alone this game. You can sacrifice a game. You won't have him for the playoffs if he re-aggravates it or something worse. You know what I'm saying? So I think you should sit him this game and then try your luck with us and then the Broncos. Um, but it's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna be interesting. They're the number 1 seed. Buffalo's putting pressure on them though, because the Buffalo schedule, I think, goes Patriots, Jets, Patriots,
Yeah, they can win all three.
if I believe. But let me go ahead and check
No,
real
it's
quick.
Patriots, just Patriots, definitely.
Yeah. So we likely see them winning all three. You still got to play the game, but we likely see them winning all three. Chiefs got a harder schedule. You got to win at least two of the three. So I would I would say him. I would say him. If you want to play him versus Texans, but then rest him versus Pittsburgh, okay. But they got to win. If they want that 1 seed, they got to win two of three. So that's that. Pivoting
Well,
to the
I
NFC. I'll go ahead.
well, I was about to say, bro, if he plays against the Texans, I don't think they're gonna rest him no more. Like, I don't think there's gonna be any type of rest. Like, if he
If they
plays
play
this week,
him,
yeah, if they play him, he's just gonna play the rest of the games. There's no point to play him and then rest him after that, because that's what I'm saying. Like, if we be honest, out of all the three teams, the Texans, Steelers, and Broncos, who is the weakest team to where, you know what I'm saying, we can be like, okay, Chiefs might just got them.
Broncos.
Just yeah, you said the Broncos?
You think the Broncos better than the Texans?
I'm not saying the Broncos better, but that Broncos defense is
Hold on,
insane.
bro. What?
No, no, I'm not saying the
Hold
Texans. I'm
on,
not saying the
bro.
Broncos are
Hold
better than the
on.
Texans, bro. I'm thinking about
You was
defensive wise. Broncos got a top five defense in the league. Does the Texans have a top five defense in the league?
I just told you they got two players with 10 or more
They
sacks.
got you got two
They're
players
the
in more
only
sacks.
they're the only team like that. You know that, right?
That's crazy.
Oh my God, what are you on? What is
That's
you on right now?
crazy.
What are you on right now? They're the
Well,
only team with two guys with 10 or more sacks. Daniil got 12. Will Anderson got 10 and a half. No other team has that.
yeah, bro. I ain't gonna lie. They need to sit him for this game. They need to sit him or something.
This,
Yeah, because if
this,
they play him this game and they
this.
get to him, it's over with. They ain't gonna have him for the rest of the season. You might as well just
You
sit him.
you think
Yeah.
the Broncos better than the
No, no. I
Texans?
was saying as in the defense wise, I know the Broncos deep. I know. Okay, two people having 10 sacks on the same team is kind of crazy. But I was saying more of like from the defensive aspect than anything else.
The Broncos got a better defense than the Texans, bro.
I I thought there
They
was
got a
other.
good defense. They got
No,
a good
that's what I said.
defense.
Yeah, yeah. I thought. Yeah,
But you said team, right?
yeah. What team? Yeah,
So you
team.
said you said, but I'm saying, like, you said, out of the three teams, which team is the weakest link? Is that what you said?
Yes, yes, yes. And you
So
saying the
you
Broncos?
Yeah, because you still got CJ Stroud.
No, yes, I know. I understand that, but I understand you still got CJ Stroud. Yes,
And Bo Nix,
yeah, you still got Bo Nix,
who
which
just had 3 touchdowns and 3 picks,
yes, he
who
did.
tried to
CJ
give the
Stroud
game
is
to the
not too hot
Colts.
this year either himself.
Who you trust more?
No, no, I trust CJ Stroud for sure.
All right, then.
Yeah,
And it ain't like Stroud got years under his belt. He was a rookie last year.
yeah, right,
So
right, right. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, Broncos. I get the Broncos.
you was
Broncos
gonna
probably
say
the
the
weakest team.
Texans. You was gonna say the Texans.
Nah, I was finna say the Texans just on the fact that matter is, I don't know, bro. Texas, I'm not really too sold on the Texans this year.
You
I'm
do
really not.
realize, you do realize the Broncos could lose out.
Yeah, they could.
The
It's
Broncos
possible.
are the 7th seed right now. They could be out the playoffs. They got
Yeah,
Chargers, who already beat them and are desperate for a win. They got the Bengals. That's going to be the pivotal game because the Bengals are trying to take their spot. And then let's say Mahomes does sit for this Texans game and the Texans win. He gotta play versus
yeah.
the Broncos to secure the 1 seed. And so they realistically could be out the playoffs.
Well, they got to beat y'all and the Broncos if they don't beat the Texans this week. They got to beat
Yeah,
y'all, which,
yeah.
hmm.
I
So
mean,
I mean,
we'll see. We'll see.
I
We'll
mean,
see.
our defense is
We'll
nice, so I
see.
can't really say too much, but
Exactly. We'll
I wouldn't be
see.
shocked. But yeah, I mean,
Hey,
we go Broncos. Yeah, the Broncos probably the weakest team. I'll give it to them. Yeah.
let's pivot to the NFC. Who do you think the best team in the NFC is? You got Eagles, Lions, who are injury depleted. You got Packers, who are getting right. Vikings, other teams, Commander. Who do you think is going to come out the NFC?
Yeah, it was the Lions. They losing too many good players. If they somehow do make it still, that's crazy. But for me personally, I gotta say either the Eagles or Vikings.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a toss up between the Eagles and Vikings. Just for the fact of the matter is, Eagles, you know how the Eagles is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's between Eagles and Vikings. I want to say Eagles, but the Vikings been playing very good lately. They just beat whooped our ass 30-12. But which I wasn't expecting. But yeah, I want to say the Eagles. I want to say the Eagles will make it out. It just depends though. If they get to the point where it's all on Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts been playing good, but it depends on his passing game, how he's going to do in the playoffs. Depends on what defense they play. I'm gonna give it to the Eagles right now.
I think the best team to I'm gonna say the Eagles also, but I think the best team to knock them off is the Vikings. I
Yeah,
think
for
the
sure.
Packers are a great team. I think the Packers can give them a great game, but I think the Eagles will pull that out in the end. And I don't even consider Detroit no more. Detroit's gone because of their injuries. I think they
Right.
said I think I forget who said it. I think it was 17 guys on IR or on the
Hmm.
injury report, or like it was
Yeah.
like 23 or something like that. Um, they lost too many people, way too many people to overcome, right? The
Yeah.
offense is still great, but they lost David Montgomery. He was the starter, power back. I don't know if Jahmyr Gibbs can really handle that many touches with, what I'm saying? It kind of reminds me of a Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard situation when Zeke was the power guy, but Tony would come in and be electrifying, speedy
Right.
guy. Um, so I don't even consider them no more. They're a great offense, but they're like the Bengals now. It's gonna score, score, score. We can't stop no one, and they got to be perfect to win. And if they ain't perfect, they're
Right.
gonna lose,
Right.
right? So, I'm gonna say the Vikings because of the defense, right? My thing is the Eagles to me have no one that can guard Jettis. I
Nobody.
like Slay. Quinyon Mitchell is nice, but when you think of the Vikings coaching, their play calling, Addison and Jettis, I think, are going to be good. I'm not gonna say great because the Eagles defense is pretty good, but I think they'll be
Right.
good enough. I think Darnold has turned the page. Like people are still saying, "Oh, he's Sam Darnold. He's still the same quarterback that's not good and all this and that." But he got matter of fact, let me go to his stats right now because people was talking about him on Pumpkin Watch this whole year. It ain't happened. He's got 29 touchdowns and 11 picks on the year. He's sixth in passing yards, fifth in touchdowns. Uh, he's top 15. Okay, 14. He's 14 in QBR. This is his best year by far. He's on pace for 35 touchdowns and 13 picks, which is a good year,
Right.
right? And so he's playing well, and he's played well versus good teams, So, and my thing with the Vikings, they just get after people. They get after you. Like on defense, I was watching a video the other day. on how the Vikings play defense and how they're gonna mix their coverages, look pre-snap, post-snap, and one side of the field they may play one coverage, and it may look like on the other side of the field, it may look like the same coverage, but it's not. But they disguise it to make it look like that. And I was watching the video and I'm like, okay, with the Eagles, the notion is that Jalen Hurts, he's great versus man coverage because he's got AJ Brown, he's got Devontae Smith, he's got Dallas Goedert. Like these guys, Saquon out the backfield, these guys can just one on one go make a play. But if you're gonna put some zone defense in front of him and make him think, and then you're gonna mix and match the coverages, disguise one thing, and then bam, it's this. You might thought it was this, but it's really that. I think they're the team that can give Jalen Hurts the most problems. That's why,
Right.
for me, if the Eagles can't run the ball, which they can run on anybody except us, Saquon had his worst game ever versus us. They still won, but Saquon had his worst game versus us
Yeah.
out the MVP race. But if they can stop Philly's run, I don't know how Jalen Hurts is going to be passing on that defense with their scheme with Brian Flores. I don't know. That's why I'm gonna say Vikings. Know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say they're the best. The Eagles are the best team, but if there's a team I think that can knock them off, Minnesota. Minnesota
Minnesota.
wins.
Yeah. I agree with you on that. There's valid points there. Yeah, Minnesota is probably the only team. Like you said, if the Lions wasn't hurt, if they weren't depleted on,
Yeah,
if they weren't injury depleted, it'd be Lions. But the only team that can really knock off the Eagles is the Vikings. And I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, even though I think the Eagles will be making out the NFC, I wouldn't mind seeing the Vikings, even though in our division. I wouldn't mind seeing just because Jettis is a good player, Jordan Addison. Like you said, Sam Darnold been playing good.
yeah.
Like yeah, like you said, the best years you've had. So I mean, that'd be a good game. Eagles Vikings, that'd be a good game. I want to see that.
You can't sleep on the Packers though. I mean, with their play calling, their coaching,
No, no, right. But
they
I
have an
think,
all-pro safety. I think he's gonna be all pro.
yeah, for sure, Xavier
You
McKinney.
know, Jair Alexander, he's there. And Josh Jacobs at the backfield. No, Jordan Love. You can't count them out, but I don't think they have enough. Not yet.
That's what I was about to say. Like they would probably be third in
Yeah,
the NFC. They're third. I'll give
absolutely.
I'll give them after the Eagles and Vikings, and then I'll give the Packers just because Jordan Love and all them how they've been playing good, but I've seen our division. They can't be no team in our division. Besides us. Well, they beat us, but Vikings and Lions, they have troubles beating. So I think
I
when it
think
comes,
they'll beat the Lions.
oh yeah. With the team they got now, yeah, for sure.
And let me ask you, bro, do you feel like the Lions are gonna finish with the number one seed before we go to these NBA picks? Lions got Bears, 49ers, Vikings. Now, keep that thought in mind. Because when I go to Philly, who's number two, they got the Commanders, Cowboys, and Giants. Then let me go to Vikings. I think the Packers they're not making them one seed no more. They're too far behind. The Vikings got Seahawks, Packers, Lions. What team do you think is gonna make the one seed?
Probably Eagles. They got the easiest schedule. Commanders, Cowboys, Giants. They can win all three.
Commanders. Okay, yep, yep.
They can win all three. Vikings might lose. I mean, even though we know the Lions is not the same team, it's so happened that they probably still can. Vikings could lose to the Lions. It so happened they can lose to Packers. I mean, you never know. Like the only team I feel like has a comfortable margin, Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles one
Comfortably.
seed. I could
Hmm.
see that. I could see
Comfortably.
that. Like I said, playoffs is gonna be playoff seeding is gonna be ramping up. Um, only 3 more weeks left of the season. It's gonna be interesting. I feel like the NFC uh playoffs, NFC championship game is gonna be Vikings Eagles. If they don't meet sooner, like second round or whatever, I think it's gonna be those two in the NFC championship game. And
Right.
I'm gonna pick the Eagles to win if that is the case, but I would not be shocked if Minnesota wins. I wouldn't be. I
No,
don't
we'll
know
show.
who's gonna come out the AFC. I don't know right now.
It's a toss up right now.
Yeah, toss up. Huge toss up, you know. So, now as we always do, to wrap up the show, we going with our NBA picks. No games today, but a lot of games tomorrow. I think we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 games slate on Thursday. Um, 7 p.m. We're gonna start off with the Charlotte Hornets and Wizards. Charlotte coming in at 7-19. LaMelo Ball is back. Wizards are 3-21. That's in Washington. Who you got winning?
Hornets.
Hornets. Yeah, yeah, me too. That's don't even need to
Self-explanatory.
explain that. No, it's just not explanatory. Thunder Magic, 7 p.m. Thunder coming off a loss. Magic, I think they was in season tournament. They lost
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Orlando. No Paulo, no Franz.
Thunder.
Thunder, yeah, I got them
Just of what we
also.
said earlier too.
Yeah, I think they're going to destroy the Magic, if I'm being honest. 7 p.m.
Mm.
again, Utah Pistons. Pistons are 5-20. I'm tripping. Jazz are 5-20. Pistons are 11-16. Who you got with that one? In
Pistons.
Detroit. Pistons.
Pistons. Pistons.
Yeah, I got Pistons also. Next game, Nets Raptors. Nets traded Schroeder away, so Ben Simmons sole starting point guard. Got the Raptors in Toronto. Who you got there?
That's a toss-up. No Scotty Barnes. I'm gonna go Nets. I'm gonna
Nets.
go Nets.
I'm gonna go Nets also.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
go.
go
I'm
Nets
going.
also. Bulls Celtics in Boston.
Celtics.
Yeah. Don't no need to even
Yeah.
explain that one. Hawks and Spurs. Spurs coming in at 13-13. Hawks 14-13. Again, I thought the Spurs would be a better team coming into this year. Chris Paul, Harrison Barnes, some vets to go along with Wemby and Sohan and Vassell and these guys. Who you got winning that game? That game will be in San Antonio.
I'm gonna say Spurs.
Spurs.
Mm,
That's a tough one.
that's a tough one, man.
That's
I'm
tough.
gonna say Spurs because Wemby. I'm being biased. Wemby. Spurs. But the same record. So I mean, it's like, you know what I'm saying? If they
Yeah.
could just be and Chris Paul getting them assists, they ain't gonna win any. The Hawks ain't gonna win.
I'm starting to not like how Wemby plays. I'm starting to like him and Tatum. Why are they settling for these 3-pointers? You're 7'4". Like, I know he's not the biggest guy, but like, bro, get on the block. Duck
Yeah.
in. He can't duck in. He can't get a quick catch, one dribble hook, jump hook. No one's gonna
And,
block it.
and I thought this year was gonna be a year he was gonna evolve on that.
He's still shooting 9, 10 threes. Like,
He's
I'm
playing like an actual two.
when he makes them, he's
It's good.
unstoppable.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
he's not efficient enough, in my opinion, to keep doing that. And bro, you 7'4", bro. Go on the block.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
facts.
Hawks. I'm saying Hawks. I'm sorry. I got a bad feeling about that. I'm saying Hawks. Warrior, Warriors, Grizzlies. Mm,
Grizzlies.
playoff rematch.
Yeah, John Morant playing?
Yeah, I think he is. Uh, let's see a game time decision.
If John Morant don't play, I got Warriors. If John Morant plays and Josh and everybody else plays, I got Grizzlies. I got
2022.
Grizzlies. What you say you got who?
I said 2022.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he probably wants revenge from getting hurt, so you
Uh,
might as well. Yeah.
John Morant is John Morant's been hurt.
No, I'm saying from 2022 though.
No, I'm saying like has he been hurt the last couple of games? Because
Yeah,
why is he
he been playing like one game here, and then he'll be out the next game, play another game. So that's what I was saying. If he's playing game
Memphis
time
is
decision, you never know.
18-9.
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. They good. I think they second or third in the West right now.
Questionable. He got back soreness.
If he plays, Grizzlies. If he don't play, I'm gonna say Warriors.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Grizzlies. They're at home. I think Jaw's gonna play. I think the Grizzlies are gonna get up for this game. I'm gonna go I'm gonna go Grizzlies on that one. I think they got that playoff game fresh, that playoff series fresh in their mind. Um, good job talked about the Lakers playoff uh series, how they knocked them out. He was amped for that game. I think they ended up winning that game. I think he's gonna have the same thing with Steph and them. Pelicans, Rockets, 8 p.m.
Rockets, Pelicans are trash.
Yeah, in short order. Rockets gonna destroy that. Clippers, Magic, Mavericks, Clippers, Mavericks, and Dallas.
Mavericks,
Mavericks. I think Luka's gonna have 40. For some reason, he always drops 40 in LA, especially versus the
hopefully a triple
Clippers.
double.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Hopefully a triple double.
We might make a new segment, not gonna lie, but with FanDuel. We may do that. So
Might as well.
yeah. Um Pacers, Suns, 9 p.m. in Phoenix. I see a high scoring game, 145 to 140. I
I
got
see
Suns
Suns
though.
winning though. Yeah,
Yeah,
Suns.
Suns. Suns are winning.
Hey, is Bradley
14
Beal
and 0.
hurt?
Let's see.
I feel like I seen last he wasn't playing.
He wasn't playing. He's a game time decision. He's probable. Um, Something with his knee. Probable versus the Pacers. So he probably
So
gonna play this
if he
game.
do or don't play, yeah, it's okay. So yeah, I got Suns.
I think they're gonna win the game if he play regardless or not, though.
Yeah, facts, facts. That's what I
Yeah.
was about to say.
So with that, next game, good matchup here. Knicks Timberwolves.
I got Knicks. I'm not really too high on the Timberwolves this year. They haven't been living up to where they're supposed to be. And I don't know what it is. Yeah, I know.
The front office. The front office. I think the front office traded away um Cat when there was no need to. I think they had just got past the Nuggets, like on the verge of going to the finals. Yeah, you lost in five, but your team hadn't been there since '04. You're not supposed to trade that. You got to run that back, bro. Like,
Yeah,
that
exactly.
was
That trade really messed everything up. I'm not gonna
that
lie. Julius
like
Randle was a good piece, but
yeah.
for that team,
Will you see how Cat's playing with the Knicks right now? Come on, bro. You're
yeah,
not supposed to
exactly.
break that up. You got to run that back, bro. This is why I want to be a GM. I want to be, bro. I'm not even gonna talk about that. 10 p.m. Nuggets Trailblazers.
Nuggets.
Should I say my answer?
Uh,
I don't even need to.
Hey, I'm already knowing what you was about to say because of one specific person.
Under points.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure,
And
for sure, for sure.
last but not least, Lakers Kings, 80s daddy Sabonis.
He actually played good against him that last time when we beat him, though.
Yeah, I think that's the first time in his career.
Right, right. I want to
Yeah.
see a repeat. I'm gonna say
I do
Lakers.
too. I do too. Are we gonna get it? I don't know. I told you
Man,
my team, we don't take the team serious in LA,
right.
but
There's always something that's going on, but I got Lakers this time.
De'Aaron Fox loves to go crazy. And but this in Sacramento, but he loves to go crazy versus us, period.
Yeah, it's always something about the Kings against us. It's just they just want to do us dirty. I don't. Sabonis want to go crazy, have MVP nights. AD want to be a pumpkin, and LeBron always got to do what he got to do.
Yeah.
But hopefully, like we said from the last time they played, this will be a back-to-backs, not back-to-back, but you know what I'm saying, we can get 2-0 against them this year. So I'm gonna say Lakers.
Yeah. I'm going, man. I don't even want to say my pick for this one because I genuinely
I don't want to
don't
jinx
know.
it though.
This is in Sacramento. Um,
Yeah, yeah, I see. I gotta be realistic for a second.
I'm going. I love the Lakers. I love the Lakers. I'm going Kings.
No, I feel it.
Going Kings. I'm going Kings. Oh, Sabonis didn't practice Wednesday due to undisclosed reasons, and his status for Thursday's game against the Lakers will be determined later before the end of the day.
If he don't play, you know I got Lakers
Yeah, if he
regardless.
don't play, then Lakers, yeah. But if he do, again, I love LA. Sacramento.
I'm already on.
Gotta go there. So that's all the time we have for this show. It was a good show, bro.
Yeah, sure.
Great
It's
show.
good
We
chopping up
appreciate.
with you, man.
Oh yeah, for real. We gonna do more of these. Know what I'm saying? Every week. But again, we
Mhm.
appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, we're gonna be running videos up every week. Be sure to follow us on all our social medias at the Game Winner Pod. We got IG, we got TikTok. We appreciate you guys again. See you on the next show.
All right, see y'all.